y'all. How's everyone doing on this rainy Monday? I hope everybody had a great weekend, and I wanted to talk to y'all today about how to renew your mind. And I was reading this morning in Ephesians, and I believe it was chapter 8, verse 4. I do not have my paper. You will have to check the link to the devotional. But, you know, we know we want to change sometimes. You know, and even if you've been saved a long time, it's hard to come out of thought patterns that we have learned as children, that we have carried into adulthoods, that we're passing on to our own children. And maybe we see the reflection of ourselves in our children, and we decide it's time for a change. You know, and it all starts in our mind. I've read that book, The Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer, and it really is amazing. Because it teaches you that you can choose your thoughts. You do not have to think every thought that plops into your mind. And I know that sometimes we do think because we don't know that we have a choice. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, is renewing your mind. And by doing that, you're choosing what thoughts to think. And that doesn't mean that they're not going to pop in there. It means that when they come, you have to say, okay, you know what? I'm not going to think about that. And the best way to not think about something is to think about something else. And so that's kind of the challenge I have for you, is if a negative thought comes in your mind, think about the counterpart, whatever the opposite of that thing is. If you wake up and you just have a dreadful feeling, you know, I don't feel like today's going to be a good day. Be like, no, you know what? Today is going to be a good day. Say it out loud. I mean, our words have power. And if we're, you know, it's kind of funny to me because we have no problem speaking our negative thoughts. But what about the positive ones? You know, we feel kind of silly speaking positively about ourselves, but we shouldn't. Speak positive about yourself, about your situation, about your kids, about your job, about your hopes and dreams for the future. You can speak positively about that, and who cares what anyone else thinks, you know? But you have got to start somewhere. It starts in your mind, and it is completely your choice. If we really knew how much power we had over all of our thoughts and what we chose to do, you know, we are not obligated to follow in the same ways that maybe our parents went. I know that's a big deal for a lot of people, is they do not care for the way they were raised or the things that their parents do, and they don't want to be like that. Okay, set your mind to it. Have a determination that you're not going to go that way. You know, the choice is yours. But I would really, I put some scriptures in today's devotional. And like I said, the link is in the description. But take some time today and look up those scriptures. This is something you can do for you. This is something you can do for your future. You know, you have a bright future. The possibilities are endless. You just have to set your mind to it. And the things that you put into your mind, you know, I mean, think about it. If you're listening to the radio and a song comes on, it'll get stuck in your head for the rest of the day. Let that be a song glorifying the Lord, you know? I mean, read God's word, listen to powerful praise and worship music, listen to preaching, as long as they're preaching the word, and let those things be what you put in your mind. Let those things be what you put in your spirit. You know, it'll change your life. It'll change your thought patterns. It'll brighten everything inside your heart, and it'll change the way you look at the world. So be vigilant today. The choice is yours, and you have control over your thoughts. I love y'all, and I'll see you next time. Bye.